Alright, y'all, what's going on, man? This is your boy Ro, just chilling back and again with another video. I know I haven't uploaded for a minute because I just started working, so bear with me. If you guys like this video, please give it a like, comment, subscribe. This is my thoughts on Elena and what's going on with season 3 Street Fighter 6 so far. That's one of the reasons I've been gone, besides, you know, having a new job. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get straight to the point. So recently I had played Elena day one of her release, and I have to say this is not the usual Elena that we all know and love. Well, as far as face value wise, I think she is, you know, still Elena, but this Elena is a lot different than Street Fighter 4 Elena. This Elena is different than Street Fighter 4 Elena, Street Fighter 3 Elena. All that's being said, I just want to say at first, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not going to sugarcoat with you. I thought she was like not that great at certain situations, which I still kind of agree with that statement. But as time goes on, I actually started to play her a lot more, and I played her on my Smurf account, and then I also played her on, you know, my main account, just to see where I can go with her from there. This is like before they announced the season 3 characters, because, you know, I was waiting on Elena for a very long time, and then also I got Bison, I got Elena, and now we got Crimson Viper. You know, I was looking forward to that, and then on top of that we get Sagat. Bro, Sagat is a real OG, you know what I'm saying? Because this is so mind-blowing that I really do love that they bring back certain characters back, and I hope that, you know, season 3 can shake up in the near future, because we need a little bit of change, we need a little bit of sauce, because right now the game is currently feel the same. Nothing really changed except for like probably like Ryu and then Mai just going crazy online, because that's all I really see. And then we got a little bit of sprinkle of variety here and there, but that's whatever that's being said. So one thing I can say about Elena, Elena, she is a very interesting character, because she is one of those characters that people will think that she's bad, but she's really not that bad at all. I just feel like you have to go deep with this character, because the first 2 streams that I did with Elena, I thought like, yo, bro, this character's terrible. I'm whiffing too much, but that's just me being salty. Me having to deal with, you know, mistakes, and also with minor lag, and, you know, the usual Street Fighter 6 input issue that I currently kind of hate for this game. But that's either here nor there. But I did learn a couple of things with Elena that I found that is very informative, and I feel like she might be a top contender if you play her right. Keyword, if you play her right, because she has to work hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. Elena is the type of character I feel like I would just play for fun and work towards getting the master, which I am currently doing, because I just now made it to Diamond 1 with this character. With Bison, I feel like I can easily get him to master. I just need to go ahead and try, because I've been playing with so many fighting games, including Fatal Fury, Virtual Fighter, Tekken, Guilty Gear, you know, etc., that, you know, I haven't been really focusing on like one fighting game. So now that I decided to focus on Street Fighter 6 and Virtual Fighter, really mainly Street Fighter 6, I had learned something with Elena that, you know, she can do a lot of things. It's just you have to take a lot of risk with this character. So with that being said, one of the risks that I noticed with certain things about Elena is her target combo. Like, for example, her crouching medium kick into a crouching heavy kick. And one thing I hate what they do with certain characters is that if you don't have a move that restands the character, like your opponent, let's say if they was on a crouching state and you try to do a target combo, like that particular target combo, her second whiff will always miss if they're in crouching state, because a lot of her target combos are like that. So that means you kind of have to change up how you play with Elena, and I feel like the key way to kind of play her in a sense is you have to kind of either play defensively or you have to incorporate drive rush, because if you don't do it, you're gonna have a hard time. Or, for example, just like every other character, like for example, Bison's forward heavy punch, right? You know, he does an overhead, and you know if you do an overhead, sometimes you not going to expect it, and sometimes you will. But if you dealing with someone that's like mashing a lot, then most likely you're not going to get that overhead unless people are not really expecting it or they think you're going to just do a string. So that's the whole point of like mixing up like your opponent and whatnot. And the same goes for Elena. Elena got two, I'd say probably like two overheads if I'm not mistaken. I know her main one is her forward heavy kick. I mean, not heavy kick, but her forward medium kick. And I tell you, I catch a lot of people doing blocking low and they don't poke out of it, so I just take a full advantage of it. But if somebody is like mashing and whatnot, you'll have a hard time doing that, because Elena, to me, I feel like she struggles to, you know, get in from time to time if you not using the right normals. Like let's say if you're using crouching medium punch, or if you do drive rush into a heavy kick, like those like the best ways of getting in with that character. But the one thing I do hate about drive rush heavy kick is that it's 0 on block, so that means most likely your opponent might have a chance to mash, just depending on the situation, which I kind of hate. But another thing I can say about her, what else can I think about Elena that I genuinely that kind of concern me a little bit? Her juggles, like her quarter circle forward punch, you know, that leads into a stance if you do like forward, like light kick, medium kick, or heavy kick. You know, you have to incorporate certain, you know, kicks for certain situations. And I feel like with this character, she has to play really defensive like most of the time, but there's times where you can play her offensively if the time is right or if you have good timing with her. Because I feel like, you know, a lot of pro players are not digging this character right now, but I feel like this character do have potential of being like one of like a good character. I feel like she might be, I'd say probably, I wouldn't say top 10 really, but she's close there. She's close there if you play her right. Cause all Elena is if you play her right, if you do the right things, she will dominate. And another issue that I feel like I have too is that her wake up, you know, DP, her DP like kick. I heard that shit was not reversible. There's no reversals unless you do the EX version. I tried to do it like just raw. It's not like Ken's, Ryu's, or Akuma's, or hell, even Mai got a really good reversal DP. But with Elena, it just depends on the situation, because I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like Elena is one of those characters that are situational type of characters, where the character you have to really try hard and you must do something about it. So I just hope, I can figure out like a real good game plan besides like the ones everybody using right now, because I think I just hop into Elena and just did the trials, and then I just do, stuff, and I learned it by brick. And I think that's the best way to learn certain characters like her, because she is not one of those characters you can just hop on and just like, oh, okay, I could do something with it, or like Bison or Ryu or Ken. Because I know for a fact with me, I played Bison since Street Fighter 4, and I can say that Bison right now is way better than like both iterations of the game. I don't know. But Elena is not like Street Fighter 4 Elena. Like the Street Fighter 4 Elena was crazy. She had more range. She could do a lot more stuff, and she had more freedom to do Okis. She had a lot more freedom to do meaties. But this Elena, like certain normals of hers are very stubby, and I don't know what to say, but I just hate stubby characters. I don't know what it is about me, because my play style is more of range and then get in. That's how I play. If I have a fireball, I play the fireball game, and then I'll find a way to get in. I'll play defensive, and then once they start to crack, I start to play offensively, and that's how I win. Unless there's they play the same way, so we're just playing the waiting game. But Elena, you cannot play the waiting game with her, because I feel like with Elena, she has certain matches like I know in the future that I'll have to fight against, that I know she's going to have a hard time with. For example, Guile. I think that's going to be one of her worst matchups ever, because if you don't time like her quarter circle forward punch, or if you try to get in with her with Guile, then Guile will win. Because the whole goal to play against Guile is be patient. So you have to make sure, you stay on your ground. You got to make sure you walk and then block. And I don't know how to, just to get through that. But luckily, I haven't faced too many Guiles in this game. In Diamond 1 Elena, that was pretty tough. I mean, it wasn't tough until I was on 11 game streak with Elena, and that's what got me to Diamond right real quick. But let's see, what's another issue that Elena has? Oh, her sweep. Yeah, that's what I forgot to mention to you. Her sweep, bro, you cannot punish with her, like her regular crouching heavy kick. Like, you cannot punish every character with that, because her sweep is 11 frames, and majority of the character of the cast is 9 frames, which is good. So, like for example, I can punish, Ryu sweep with the crouching heavy kick, because Ryu's shit takes too long to recover. But if I try to do it against Chun-Li, I can't do that against Chun-Li, because her sweep basically has more less recovery frames than Ryu. So now I have to have the options to basically do crouching medium kick. So if she does a sweep, that means the only way I can really punish it is with crouching medium kick into a target combo, or I could just do standing hit medium kick, so that way I could get the conversion and then punish her for it. And I learned that at the last minute. I'm like, bro, so this means this character, you gotta be particular with certain matchups, and that sucks. And I hate that for Elena. But at the same time, you have to learn how to use this character like precisely, because if you don't use her right, it's going to be a hard time. Another thing that that's crazy to me is that her standing light kick, you cannot convert off of anything really, and then on top of that, it's 5 frame startups. And one thing I can say about characters with 5 frame starters is I don't know, when it comes to jabs, I hate that, but I understand for like certain characters, like for example, like DJ, he could do he has a crouching light punch that is 5 frames, or with Elena, she got a crouching light punch that's 4 frames, but if she does her standing light, it's 5 frames, and then she does her low kick, it's also 5 frames, which means that any character that has straight up 4 frames from both end of things, they can just mash her out. And I hate that for her, because I had to deal with that a lot in this game. I had to deal with that with Chun-Li. I had to deal with that against Akumas. Oh, especially Akumas. Ryu players, they're way like good right now. Ryu players are good, and I hate that. It just sucks, bro. It sucks. It's like a whirling nightmare just to deal with everything that has been going on with this game. I don't know what it is about Elena, but Elena has to play defensive, and then on top of that, you have to deal with characters that are really good with, rush down. Mai is a good example of that. Cammy is a good example of that in Jury. So in the near future, you'll probably see me play Elena more, just to see how things go. But if I get her to master, I think I'm gonna just leave her there, because if I'm going to play tournaments for fun and whatnot, I can't play that character. But who knows, I'll probably continue to work with her, because she is a very interesting character, and I put too much time into her right now. So I'll say I will continue to play her, but Elena is something else. And then I forgot about talking about her stances. Her stances are pretty nice. Her quarter circle punch into light, and her quarter circle back kick. Yeah, especially if you EX it, you can go into stance, and then you can do different stance, and then some of it is like plus, and you can get away with it, and some of it you just cannot just get away with certain things like that. So I guess what I learned from playing Elena, just to play up to diamond, I just say, man, if you're gonna play Elena, make sure you put in time and work, because I know when Viper comes out, I know what she's probably gonna be about, and I know she is not going to be an easy character to play, because I need to work on her. So when she comes out, I'm not gonna play her on rank just yet. I'm just gonna play like Battle Hub or casual, because I actually want to learn the character, because if I don't learn the character, then I'm not gonna understand the character, and that's a bad habit of me, just taking her to rank, because rank is just for situations where you want to learn how to play matches first and 3 or first and 2, whatnot. That's like tournament standard, and I can understand that. But hey, who knows, we might be getting good with Viper, so that's why I probably will take her to a Battle Hub and in lobby matches, because I actually want to be good with the character and not just throw her in rank. So I just have to get a good understanding with the character. So that's one thing I learned. And shout outs to AJ, because that's the way he learns in fighting games, is just play casual match. Because if you play casual match, you'll understand more about your character, and you'll understand how to play a certain way. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I'm gonna continue to do, and until I can get better with this game. So now that I made it to Diamond 1 with this character, I will definitely play a lot more casual matches, just to get to know her. That way I won't be too upset about like BS and whatnot. And when you play casual matches or you play lobby matches, you don't have to worry about lag like that. But anyway, so I'm gonna just talk to you about one more thing that I'm very advocate right now for season 3. So with season 3, I got to say this. And this is not about balance change. This is not about balance change. The one thing that I'm still concerned about as far as online wise is misinputs. Street Fighter, this game been out for 3 years. Almost 3 years. We are about to hit season 3. Bro, why are we still have to worry about inputs in this game? And it just does not make any sense. Is there a way to, fix the input lag when it comes to like the PC version or like the PS5 version? Like, bro, I hate making mistakes that I know that I pressed the button, but I still end up getting something else. And we still having this issue to this day. Like, why are we still have to worry about a lot of things that are going on? And I know I'm doing this raw, but I just hate that we have to still deal with this, bro. Like, we need to fix it. Fatal Fury have its little issues, but at least their net code isn't where it's gonna mess your gameplay up. Cause I'm not gonna lie, the Terry, I don't know if you saw the Terry gameplay. I did that set and I lost that set because lag. And then on top of that, when I played against Amira Elena, today, she was lagging and it was just so bad. And I don't know what's going on with this game. Like, the netcode is acting mad weird. The netcode is good when you have the right people and the people that you play with, but if you play with like an unexpected connection, it will mess you up like deeply. And I feel like there's a little bit of rollback going on too, so I can't blame it, because y'all still working on getting good with rollback. And so far, out of all the like current generation Street Fighter, current generation fighting games, I say so far the best net code that I played so far is Street Fighter 6 and Fatal Fury. Those are like the main two. Tekken 8 is cool, it's nothing wrong with Tekken 8, but I feel like they can do better. They can push themselves to the limits where they can absolutely go in on this stuff. But I feel like, bro, this is crazy. Why is everything, so wonky from time to time? And I just hate that. I advocate for better inputs for the game. And I'm not saying online should be, perfected when it comes to, inputs, because there's gonna be times where you're gonna fight laggy matches, and I understand that. But the fact that you can be in a good connection and still have missed inputs, and you didn't press it, and then there are certain cases where I'm excluding the whole drive rush thing, because that's a different topic for a different day. I feel like when you have your input, you should get your input, not get your input and get something else, which is so weird to me. And I feel like Capcom, they're still trying out their Resident Evil or RE engine, as they say, and they still working with that. And I know everything takes time, but it's just ridiculous how we've been dealing with this for almost 3 years now. Well, technically it is 3 years, and I don't want to deal with this anymore. So with that being said, I want to get better on how to deal with this input until they fix it. Like, people are not too vocal about the inputs, and the only way people will talk about it are the pro players. And the pro players, if y'all have the same issue, like, comment below, talk to me, or just comment something. I don't know what it is, but you got to realize that inputs matter when it comes to fighting games, and you can't mess that up, especially if y'all got rollback. And I'll say like fighting games like from the previous era that I feel like that has a good example of rollback is either between Fightcade or probably Killer Instinct on Xbox. They have pretty good netcode like when it comes to inputs. Any game that has good netcode, MK, they have good like netcode when it comes to inputs. And I'm talking about now. I'm not talking about MK1 because MK1 that's just a different game for a different topic. I'm talking about as far as MKX. I'm talking about as far as everything else. So, with that being said, I just want to let you guys know that Elena, she's pretty decent, and I feel like she can go get up there if you're patient. There's a lot of things I feel like there is more to be discussed with Elena, but I just gave you like the main points of Elena if you're going to play her, because the whole goal with Elena is get to the right inputs, make sure you don't whiff too much, and then on top of that, make sure you use the right normals so that way you don't get punished for it, because a lot of her moves are punishable, and I don't see Elena being in tournaments that much, so I can understand it. So that with that being said, hey, play her, do what you do. And then also with Street Fighter 6 Season 3, the main goal right now for me for this game, besides releasing the DLC characters, release more mechanics and fix the online inputs. I care more about the online inputs than anything. I can play Fatal Fury, but you know, Street Fighter 6 is like cooler to me. But I feel like you just gotta fix the inputs in the game. That's all I'm asking, man. Just fix it. It's only been 3 years. Don't let it get to like Street Fighter 7 or another Capcom title. You know what I'm saying? I want this game to thrive even longer, okay? So, with that being said, I hope you guys, enjoy this conversation. What do you think about the state of Street Fighter 6? And if you're a Elena player, what are your thoughts about Elena player? Comment below. I guess I'll see you guys later, and peace out. And yeah.